problems every day. Makes me wanna holler, go away. I need more peace and hope and love. Where do I find it in this crazy old world? I need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
Oh, you know, we need them. Yeah, we need those strategies, don't we? Those strategies for living.
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you ready? You ready for your daily dose? Your daily dose of radio rehab? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome into Strategies for Living. I'm Dr. David McMillian, and she is psychotherapist, PLPC, Lauren Leon McMillian.
Hello, hello.
You know, we talk, Lauren, on strategies. We talk a lot about grief and how to how to deal with grief. It's such an important issue, right?
Well, yeah, it's an ongoing thing that we will continuously face in our life as long as we're living. And I think it's something that we need to talk more about.
I think, I'm not sure that we shouldn't be teaching, our
Children.
little ones how to grieve.
Absolutely.
Because, I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but from birth to death, life, this physical life, is a series of things that we have to give up. We have to give up being in the womb. We have to give up being 2 and 3 and so cute that everybody thinks we're wonderful. And then that goes away.
Yeah.
We have to give up being a teenager. We have to give up being in our 20s. And, ultimately we have to give up life itself, right?
Yes. Yeah, friends, family, relationships, everything changes. And so we need to grieve. That's the transformation process.
We recently had a life strategist that we have invited back because she has a lot to teach. She has a lot to say. Her name is Ellie Pechet.
Oh, yeah.
And got a wonderful book out there called Hitching a Ride. We'll talk about that. But we're going to talk with Ellie today about a lot of things, including her, her energy towards treating grief in her clients. And so I think we've got a lot to learn. I think Ellie's got a lot to teach us, not only in grief, but in a bunch of other areas.
All aspects of life, yeah.
So
looking forward to our conversation.
Ellie Pechet is our return life strategist today. Folks, thank you for returning. We appreciate you being with us here on Strategies, and we appreciate our sponsors making it possible, the Robinson Film Center, and Azalea Cleaners, and Pintail Roofing, and Learning RX, and the Balanced Life Wellness Center, and Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Godfather, alligator Italian sausage, and some pretty good muffies, too. Back in a moment with Ellie Pechet, returning to Strategies. Be right back.
Strategies for living strong. Feel the vibe, it won't go wrong. Body moves and soul align. Catch the rhythm, feel the time. Radio rehab every day. Chase those clouds of gray away. Your daily dose of radio rehab. Lift you up when skies seem dry. Mind and body, spirits free. Living life in harmony.
And welcome into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian. Let's welcome back into the program now Ellie Pechet. She has 32 years of experience as a metaphysician, She helps clients all over the world using her proven distance healing, Pechet Healing Technique. Her training and abilities support a lifelong passion that she has to be the catalyst for her clients to heal and shift as quickly as possible. The author of Hitching a Ride, Ellie Pechet, welcome back. Welcome back to Strategies.
Glad to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be back with both of you.
Actually, I just realized I read your author bio from the back of the book. You probably have more than 32 years of experience now. But who's counting, right?
I know, right? Probably more like 33 or 34, but yeah.
So, first of all, I want people to know that you work with clients all over the nation, all over the world, really. And so, if people, and we'll give this several times throughout the program, because the work you do is unique.
Yeah, and you can be anywhere in the world. You can do it remote. Right.
And so the easiest thing to do is go to phoenixrisinghealing.com, and we'll give that several times. Would also love people to get a copy of the book Hitching a Ride, which is a very provocative read because it's a guide to earthbound spirits and how they affect you. Not a subject that we hear a whole lot about. I just invite people to check out phoenixrisinghealing.com. So, grief. You heard us talk in the intro, Ellie. One of your passions, I think, one of your specialties is helping your clients heal grief in their life. Tell us a little bit about the development for you of your work with clients in grieving.
Mm-hmm. Well, I specialize in healing most emotional issues for clients. And it's anything from depression to anxiety to PTSD, trauma, phobias, insomnia, etc. And out of everything that I have helped my clients with over the years, I'd say probably what I find is my favorite issue to clear for them is grief, because it's the most painful. Not only is it painful, as are the other issues that people go through and experience, but grief has the ability to really shut people down and kind of stop the process of them moving forward in their lives. And so I would say that it's probably one of, if not the most debilitating symptom that clients experience. And, many of them will go to grief support groups. That has become a really big thing in recent years.
Right.
And the problem I have with the grief support groups is that nothing changes. That the people who are grieving come together, for an hour and a half or so, and they kind of go over the same thing and how they're feeling over and over again. And so when they leave that support group, nothing has changed. They felt supported for an hour, but nothing has really happened to shift, their experience of the grief that they feel day in, day out. And my technique, my ability to heal and clear issues from any distance is a huge breakthrough in a sense. And, what I love about it is that I can literally heal a person's grief in 2 sessions, sometimes in 1 session, and then it's done. Because once
That's
a
phenomenal.
person who's been, it happens. I've done this over and over and over again, that by the end of 1 or 2 sessions, the client is no longer in a state of grief. They're in a place of peace. And nothing is more valuable than peace, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, as a medium, you are also able to relay any messages if a loved one comes through. And if a loved one comes through from the other side, and I would guess that is a tremendous source of great comfort when that happens. Am I right about that?
It really is, because people wonder, and this causes anxiety. People wonder, how their loved one is doing on the other side. And if they can't hear them for themselves, if they can get a message, or even more than a message, from a medium like myself, it brings them comfort. So the combination of hearing from their loved one and that their loved one is okay, and healing the grief and coming to peace, is really the most, the most beautiful healing that someone who's been shut down for years can experience, because now they can move forward with their life. They get back on their feet again. They can experience joy and motivation. And that's why I find it so rewarding to clear for my clients.
Yeah, how do spiritual beliefs or lack thereof, how would that affect a client's readiness for their ability to heal from grief? Or what does it, do you think?
They don't have to, it doesn't really matter what their spiritual beliefs are, whether they have spiritual beliefs or not. The healing works no matter what. So they just need to have a little bit of openness, and then I do the rest. All they need to do is allow themselves to receive. Literally, that's all they need to do.
Yeah.
And then with my Pechet Healing Technique, and a very unique ability that I came in with and have honed and honed and honed over this lifetime, the last 33 years, I literally dissolve the grief. That's what I do. I dissolve every issue that is identified in the session that needs to be cleared. So we're talking about grief, so we'll apply it to literally dissolving the grief. I mean, it sounds magical. Right?
You're kind of touching on another question I have, which is like, how does your technique, the Pechet Healing Technique, how does that differ from traditional therapy, but how does it also differ from other energy healing modalities?
Yeah. No, that's a really good question. So I have a really high level of intuition to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm in session, I link up to a higher level of information, even higher than my own intuition. And I can clearly intuit what issue, and the wording has to be very specific. And so I will muscle test the client using my pendulum and find the wording and the issue that they most need me to clear for them every session. So they can come to me with a list of issues and cross off the top issue on that list every time I work with them. It makes the work really efficient.
Sure.
So, but you asked how do I, how is what I do different? It's really an ability that I've had, not just in this life, but many lifetimes in which I healed people had lives of service. This is another life of service where I'm helping a lot of people. I've lost track. But it's not something that I can teach. It's something I came in with. It's a natural level at the level of mastery in which I can do what I do. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you can read a book about it and then start doing what I do. I very few people have this ability anywhere.
Right.
So rather than try to teach it and, get the brand out there and get other practitioners like a lot of these other healing modalities do, what I realized quite a while ago was that it's really for me to heal as many people as possible rather than try to teach others how to do it, because you just can't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Ellie Pechet is our life strategist today. You can find her at phoenixrisinghealing.com, and I hope you will. You can also get her book, Hitching a Ride, A Guide to Earthbound Spirits and How They Affect You. We have much more today here on Strategies for Living to talk to Ellie Pechet about. So don't go away. Stay right where you are. Ellie Pechet is our life strategist here on Strategies for Living. We're coming back. Hey, let's talk about the Robinson Film Center. I say it a lot. There's no place like the Robinson.
Absolutely, there is not.
617 Texas Street, downtown Shreveport. You've got so much. You got the movies. You got Abby Singer's Bistro on the second floor of RFC, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday.
Newly remodeled.
Absolutely. Great menu. RobinsonFilmCenter.org is the way you check it all out. You can go to RobinsonFilmCenter.org at any time and find out what movies are showing. Here's the deal. You want to join the crowd, join the fun, become a member. When you become a member, you become a star. You get discounts on movies, you get concession upgrades, you get bistro deals. RFC, 617 Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. I'll say it again. There's no place like the Robinson.
There is not, and I'm glad we have one right here.
Absolutely. The RobinsonFilmCenter.org.
Reading begins not in the classroom, but in your child's brain. I'm Donnie Walker with Learning RX Shreveport. If your child struggles to read, maybe he or she has trouble focusing or comprehending, Learning RX Shreveport offers a science solution to reading problems, working one-on-one with your child, targeting his or her reading skills. Today, call Learning RX Shreveport. Make an appointment to have your child assessed. I know you want to help your child, so does Learning RX Shreveport.
Welcome back into Strategies for Living Radio. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian over there making noise.
I didn't know we were back. So
we're back.
Hello.
Ellie Pechet is our life strategist, and her book is Hitching a Ride, A Guide to Earthbound Spirits and How They Affect You. You can find Hitching a Ride wherever you buy books. You can also find Ellie and more about Ellie and her work as a metaphysician at phoenixrisinghealing.com.
Ellie, if someone were to come into a session with you, walk us through what does that look like for you? Is there a typical session, or kind of what does your work look like?
Well, I'd say that there's a typical process in how I work, and this is with all kinds of issues: emotional, physical, spiritual. So what happens is a client will come to me with maybe a number of issues that have been bothering them for a long time. And it's interesting how it works. Their subconscious will bring up the issue that most needs to be cleared every session. So they'll just start talking about it without even thinking about it. And as they're talking and I'm talking with them, I'm honing in on, what is the most important issue to clear that session. And, we'll still be talking, but while I'm honing in at a higher level, all of a sudden I'll hear the phrase of what it is that needs to be cleared. So that's my higher guidance that I'm hearing.
Right.
And then I'll muscle test them to make sure that I've got the most important issue to clear. And when I get confirmation, I let them know. And it'll pretty much always resonate, with what they know intuitively themselves needs to be healed. Then I'll balance them. I raise their vital life force. They'll give me a number at the beginning, once we've intuited the issue that needs to be cleared, on a scale of 0 to 10. And it's usually like an 8 or a 9 or a 10. And the number will literally be going down as I am energetically dissolving the issue.
What happens on an energetic level during your sessions? Is that a felt experience for the client?
They can feel it. They become more and more relaxed and peaceful. And at the same time, a really significant issue is being cleared. So, for example, I had a client named Paige whose son was murdered his first year in college.
Oh, wow.
And he was her only child. And she was very close to him, and it really shut her down for a number of years, 7 years, until she saw me and heard me speak at a conference, and then attended a workshop that I gave, and she signed up for some sessions after. And in her very first session, and this was a remote session that I did with her online, I was able to bring her to complete peace about her son. And she gives a beautiful video testimonial about it on the website. And then she continued. I mean, that was 7 years of being shut down, unable to move forward with her life from the grief. And in her first session, I was able to bring her to peace. And then we were able to move on to other issues that bothered her, like a relationship with her sister and other issues, other family issues, etc. And but she was blown away that after 7 years, in one session, she felt at peace about her son. And that's what I'm here for, is to help people move on from whatever pain, trauma, depression, anxiety experiences that they're carrying around with them, that are keeping them from living a life that's empowered and free and living on purpose with what they're here to do.
Yeah.
You also clear energy from past lifetimes, patterns that are left over from any past lifetimes. I would imagine that's pretty powerful in and of itself, isn't it?
It is. And that's one of the, my ability to heal the issue, not only in this life, but in all past lifetimes during each session, is what makes my work so efficient. So that's why I can do something major, like heal a major issue every session.
Yeah, and you're very confident about it, and your confidence, I know, comes from working with client after client after client and getting that feedback
and the astounding results.
Yeah, and the results of and How did you start this? How did you get started doing what you do now? I'm guessing there was an evolving of it and evolving into your recognition
Ellie Pechet technique.
Yeah, your recognition that this is inside of you and you can do this.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. My abilities and experience have been developing over the decades, and so now I'm really at the top of my game, and the work is it's more efficient than it's ever been, and yet I have kept the prices pretty much the same for about the last 9 years, minus like a $15 increase, which is minuscule, because I really want to, it needs to be an exchange, an energy exchange that feels good to me too, but I really want as many people to be able to afford my rates, and so that they can have access to the work that I do, which is going to improve their lives from the first time that I work with them. That's really what it's about for me, is helping to liberate the clients that I work with so that they can move on, be empowered, and fulfill their life contract. It's really important.
You also have thank you for sharing the story of Paige. I hope you'll share other stories with us. But I want people to know that you can go to Ellie's YouTube channel, and there's probably Ellie, 100 video testimonials from clients on the website who have, and you can get there through phoenixrisinghealing.com. But when you hear the variety of different people, different situations coming, and they're talking about how your process, your work with them helped them. That's pretty powerful stuff.
Well, thank you. I consider it it's like taking it from the horse's mouth. When clients that I've helped describe how I've helped them and what I've helped them with, the proof is in the pudding. I think there's a lot of credibility in how many video testimonials there are and in what they say, and it's like each one has their own story, and the listeners can find, go to the video testimonials on the testimonials page on the website if they want to, hear more firsthand.
Yeah, there was a guy you worked with who had lost his wife. They had been together for 65 years, and she was his best friend, and he had just immense grief. And I don't know if you remember this, but his eyesight was badly affected soon after she died. Do you remember working with this gentleman?
Absolutely. Yes, I did a number of sessions with him, and what happened was that the grief was so profound that he was unable to, quote unquote, see it. He couldn't see clearly that his beloved partner and companion of all those decades was no longer with him. And so it directly affected his eyesight to the point that he had to get special glasses for driving. Otherwise, he would see double vision. So after I did a couple of sessions to heal his grief, I moved on to his eyesight and healed what was left there. And within like 4 sessions, he was able to not, stop using the special glasses because his eyesight had returned to normal.
Wow.
So that's the body, mind, spirit connection that we all hear about. And that's an example of it.
Yeah. I bet that fellow was just absolutely astounded on so many levels. Yeah.
He was he was very appreciative, and I'm always very grateful when I can diminish a person's pain. And again, that's what I feel like. That's a big part of what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
So many amazing stories. Do you ever get surprised? Has anything ever really surprised you in your work?
I mean, I could say every time, every time I work with a client, I'm delighted, and about the results. I mean, it's very gratifying to help people. And really, if you think about it, that's what we're here to do, is help each other.
Absolutely.
Right?
Ellie Pechet, our life strategist today. You can find her at phoenixrisinghealing.com. Go and sit down and watch some of the, listen and watch some of the amazing stories of clients that Ellie has worked with through the years.
And reach out. You can get some contact with Ellie.
Absolutely. We're going to continue with Ellie Pechet today here on Strategies for Living. Be right back. Stay with us.
From the bayou to your table, we're keeping it alive with flavors from the family passed down to survive. The Godfather's here with a twist in the tail. Alligator Italian sausage, and it sure won't fail. It's the boss of the bayou, a taste you can't refuse. Italian tradition, Cajun infused. Godfather sausage, bold and true. Padres, bringing the bayou to you.
Get the Godfather Alligator Italian Sausage only at Fertitta's Delicatessen, 1124 Fairfield Avenue in Shreveport. Pick up a muffy while you're there. The Godfather Alligator Italian Sausage. It's a taste you can't refuse. Sold only at Fertitta's, 1124 Fairfield Avenue in Shreveport. Dealing with stress, pain, feel like you're running out of options? When your life is balanced, wellness is a given. True wellness is holistic. It's about the mind, the body, and the spirit, all in balance. Now, there's a place right here in Shreveport that's all about helping us achieve peak mental, emotional, and physical health. The Balanced Life, 117 Kings Highway, right next door to Strawn's. Come see and feel the difference getting your life in balance can be. Many of your friends and neighbors have already learned the difference less stress and pain mean in their lives. You can book a discovery session right now online, thebalancedlife.us. All you've got to lose is stress, pain, or maybe both. Come see and feel for yourself the real difference balanced wellness makes. The Balanced Life Wellness Center, 117 Kings Highway in Shreveport, next door to Strawn's. Thebalancedlife.us.
Facing the same old problems day to day makes you wanna holler, get away. Looking for the road that'll get me there. Looking for hope and peace to spare. Looking for strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab.
And welcome back in. Welcome back into Strategies for Living Radio. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian with Ellie Pechet. She's our life strategist today. She's the author of Hitching a Ride, a guide to earthbound spirits and how they affect you. And you can find her at phoenixrisinghealing.com. And you can find her phone number there. You can chat with Ellie briefly prior to booking a session if you'd like to do that. All of that's information on the website. You also work with animals, don't you, Ellie?
Oh gosh, yes. Don't get me started.
You just lit up there. I felt that light up over the air.
Yep.
Is that a special
Yes.
passion for you? Is that a special?
It is.
Yeah. Talk to us a
It
little bit
is. You
about
know
that.
why? Well, because animals are innocent, and all of them are innocent. You know, wildlife is innocent. They're really just trying to survive. They don't kill more than they need for survival. And pets go a step beyond that. You know, pets come to us in service. They
Yeah.
come on assignment to help their human with one or more issues. And they really need to be valued and appreciated and not discarded when it becomes a little bit more work, you know, especially as they age. They feel self-conscious enough as it is, and they don't want to let their human down. So the humans really need to like appreciate their, you know, that their pets, realize they've come to be of service, that they've come to help them. And so they need to return the favor by being gentle with them. And, you know, if we go one step further, I had a client in Canada whose border collie was 16, and she still insisted on helping him round up the cattle and do her job, protecting the calves from wolves.
Right.
And but she was getting really old, and so, you know, when he found me, he asked if he shared with me that he was thinking of, you know, wondering if he should put her down, or you know, let her go, you know, take her own course. And it was so awesome that he shared that with me, because I tuned in with her. I can communicate with pets. And she told me very clearly that she really wanted to go her own course. And so it turned into a really beautiful last chapter of her life, in which I worked with the dog on her arthritis, and I work with their picture, you know, when it's a pet or a young child.
Right.
Worked on her arthritis and did a lot of healing on her so that she could be more comfortable as she was preparing to transition. And I also coached the human who had hired me on how to work with her. And in the end, when she was ready to move on, he was actually lying on the floor with her, with his, you know, wrapped around her, whispering the sweetest appreciations in her ear. And as he was doing that, she very gently and gracefully left her body. And so it was really the ideal outcome. And all it took was a little patience and guidance for that to happen.
Wow.
Yeah. The patience. I mean, we get, you know, we as humans, patience isn't always
Our first
yeah.
instinct, huh?
Especially in these days and times that we live in now. We live in instant land, an instant world, and we forget that life is a process of unfolding. Yeah. So
it is, and I want to encourage the listeners, if you have a pet who is aging, please take into consideration and try to find out how they feel, and if they want assistance in transitioning, or if they want to take their natural course. Honor them by considering that, instead of considering, you know, what might be most convenient for you. And if you don't know and you need help clarifying that, you know, find a communicator like myself or someone else, so that you can be clear and really do the best thing for the pet as well as for yourself.
absolutely, because our pets, our animals give us so much.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they add so much to our lives. Yeah. So we've got.
I also feel, well, I was going to say, I also heal issues for pets that a lot of times the vets are not able to, to resolve. Like I had, my client Walter's cat was bleeding from the rectum. The vet couldn't figure it out. And it just took one session of me working with her using her picture to actually diagnose a bleeding ulcer and heal it. And then the bleeding stopped the next day.
Wow. When you work with the picture, because that picture, you work with an animal or a child, you work with the picture because that picture does contain a certain amount of energy in and of itself, right?
Yes, it connects me to the pet or the child or even a client's parent. I was working with a woman who is dealing with cancer, and she was on chemo and having very bad reactions to it. And I was able to help her accept the chemo physically and energetically so that her body wasn't doing what it would normally do, which is to fight something so invasive. And the really serious side effects stopped, and she was able to get through it much more easily. And same thing, I was working with her picture, and then the client would give me the feedback, and that's what they do, whether it's a parent or a relative. They give me the feedback after connecting with their loved one who they hired me to help, and will let me know what their progress is.
Incredible stuff. And if you want to learn more about the work of Ellie Pechet, and you want to connect with her, phoenixrisinghealing.com. Lots of testimonials there through the YouTube channel, which you can connect to through phoenixrisinghealing.com. Ellie Pechet, her book is Hitching a Ride. You can find it at your favorite bookseller. And I hope you will, and I hope you will continue that way, the conversation that we've started today with life strategist Ellie Pechet. phoenixrisinghealing.com. We'll be right back. You're going to see the difference. When you go to Azalea Cleaners, you'll hear about it too. Azalea Cleaners has been fine dry cleaning since 1958, plus laundry, alterations and repairs, comforters, wedding gown cleaning and restoration. You'll hear about it from your friends because they'll see it too. They'll notice the Azalea difference. Azalea is convenient. 732 Azalea Drive, 9220 Ellerby Road, and 9227 Mansfield Road. Plus, the front door of your home or business with Azalea's delivery on demand. Just text SETUP to 249-8283, and Azalea will pick up your clothes and deliver them back clean and fresh to you. You can't get closer than that. That's the Azalea difference. You'll notice it right away. Others will too. The Azalea difference. Fine dry cleaning since 1958. Text SETUP to 249-8283 and get the Azalea difference. AzaleaCleaners.com.
Hi, this is Jay Merle for Pintail Roofing. Let's talk about quality. When you hire Pintail to build your roof, here's what you can expect. Quality and quality control are the most important concerns for us at Pintail, and you need to know that Pintail stands tall with swift and professional performance on any warranty call. This is our most important policy. And remember, we're your neighbors. We'll be here for you for the long haul. Our family's lived here for over 100 years, and we aren't going anywhere. On the commercial side of Pintail's business, our fluid-applied roofing solutions can save thousands of dollars over conventional commercial roofing options. Call Pintail at 226-ROOF for a free inspection of your home or commercial building. That's 226-7663. Pintail Roofing. What's the condition of your roof?
And welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian. It is so wonderful to have life strategists like Ellie Pechet. And folks, Ellie Pechet, PhoenixRisingHealing.com. Ellie, as a metaphysician, I know that you are here to work with as many people as you can. What do you want to leave people with in terms of if they're thinking about reaching out to you?
Well, I'd like to leave them with a sense of hope that, help is on the way, that there is help, that their situation, their feelings can absolutely improve, and they can heal. Well, I do the healing, right? I go in like a laser. So all they have to do is just relax and receive. They don't have to do any more work other than practicing the positive affirmation, which is the imprint I do at the end.
Yep.
And I'll do the rest.
You do the heavy lifting. All we have to do is relax and let it in.
And receive.
I like it.
That's it.
Well, Ellie Pechet, thank you for the work that you do, and thank you for being a great life strategist here on Strategies for Living.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's been a pleasure. Again, we're meeting with both of you. Thank you so much.
Folks, if you want to continue the conversation with Ellie, and I hope you do, get a copy of the book, Hitching a Ride, at your favorite bookseller, and go to PhoenixRisingHealing.com and check out Ellie's wonderful abilities. Thank you for tuning into Strategies. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate our sponsors who make it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, and Azalea Cleaners, and Pintail Roofing, and Learning RX, and the Balanced Life Wellness Center, and Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Godfather, alligator Italian sausage, and some pretty good muffies, too. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Ellie Pechet and for Lauren Leon McMillian, I'm David McMillian. See you next time right here on Strategies for Living.